going to see if I can't get our pigs weighed. They go end of next week, so we've got a week and a half left to go. They're pretty small, and I know that, but the question is, how small are they? So I'm going to see if I can't get a decent taping of them, and then we'll see if that see how big they've gotten. So I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna tape them. They never like this. They never like this. So this is always going to be interesting. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So normally I feed them inside. They've got a bowl in there where I'm going to feed them. But right now, that their area in there is so muddy. Their area is so muddy. We've had a lot of rain recently. And my camera's not going to sit there. That's going to be fun. Anyway, so it's so muddy in there. And I don't want to get in there. I have to get in there every morning to get their bowl out so I can get their food, but I really don't want to get in there right now. So I'm going to try to set my camera up so you guys can see what I'm doing, and then see if I can't get a tape on them. I just put their food on the ground. It's not gonna just kind of distract them. So anyway. Alright, so we're going to the grocery store, and the nice positive of having teenagers who can drive is that I can narrate a video while she's driving.
Screaming!
While not driving. So I measured the pigs, as you saw, and unfortunately it was kind of disappointing. One of them was 41 in girth and 42 in length, and that comes out to 176 and a half pounds. And then the other one was 42 in girth and 47 in length, which then comes out to 206. Is that right? 206 or 207, somewhere in there.
Wow, you said it was 200. You lied to me?
No, it was more. I said they'd gotten over 200. So that was, it's a little disappointing. I knew they were small. I was kind of hoping closer to 225 for each of them, for the bigger of the two of them. We do have a week and a half, so we'll see what happens in a week and a half. But for right now, today's adventure is off to the grocery store.
It's me driving, that's our adventure. That way?
Yes, ma'am. We have been, my wife and the baby have been at the hospital for 3.5 weeks, something like that. It's been a while. And well, we did stock up really well before this. 3.5 weeks of, everybody eating at the house almost all the time means that, we've plowed through pretty much everything. I've done some quick grocery runs to get the needed supplies, the milk and the juice and the fruit and some things here and there. But for the most part, we are out of everything. So this is going to be a big grocery run. All right, so last night, I kind of got this idea in my head. Well, yesterday I got this idea in my head. We're going to be, within a week, we're going to be without, or week and a half, we're going to be without any animals. We'll just be down to the rabbits and the chickens because our meat pigs, or our pigs, are getting ready to go to the butcher. So I was like, well, what are we going to do? First of all, it feels weird that we're going to be without animals again. So I had been looking for a pair of breeding pigs, as we've discussed before. I was looking for a pair of breeding pigs. So last night, or yesterday, I thought I found these perfect pigs. The thing is, I got in my head that they were cuneys. But for some reason, I don't know, I think it was because they said they'd mated them, or they were a cross with a big black, which is another heritage breed. And what they were saying in the ad on Craigslist didn't make any sense to me. So in my head went, they must mean this. They didn't. So I don't know what the heck. And so I was more than a little frustrated this morning because we got these guys. Well, not frustrated because we got these guys, but we got these guys. They look like piglets. And to me, they're piglets, right? That's great. Except when you pick them up, you realize these aren't piglets. These are solid bodies. And I looked at the dates they gave and I went, oh, these are 4 months old. So they're Julianas. And Julianas are a really small breed. And a lot of people use them as pets. But they are crossed with a bigger breed. Again, I don't know how, and I'm not going to question because sometimes you just don't want to know. But I don't know how they're crossed with the breed that they say they're crossed with. But they are supposed to be a cross between the two of them. So these things are 4 months old. They're very cute. They look nice. I'm gonna go in there very carefully and try not to let them out. I've done this twice now, where I've accidentally let them out of this. We've got them in our goat stall here, and I've accidentally let them out a couple of times because they are very cute and they're very small. They are also not used to being touched. And that's whatever. Well, that is what it is. So I'm not going to try to touch them right now because I don't want to agitate them too much. But they are, they're little. There's a male and a female here. And I'm going to work on this weekend getting a smaller, or, a separate pen from the one we've got for the big pigs. Just down here so that they can do some foraging. Because again, one of the reasons we wanted the heritage breed pigs is that they do forage more than like the commercial pigs, so there's not as much grain required. Now as I said when I first came out here, I was trying to actually get them in the picture while I'm talking. I was really kind of frustrated. Frustrated is a good word, because they are a very small pig. They are, and for me, this looks like a pet pig. But they, from what I understand, they're actually really good meat pigs. They won't get much bigger than this. And I did get a male and a female. So, because the plan had been, as I had said before, is to breed them. So, I got two choices at this point. One, we could grow these for another 2 to 3 months and just slaughter them like we would any other animal. They're very small, so that there's some advantages to that. But or we could, and while we're growing those out, the 2 or 3 months, we can go ahead and try to find some cunees or some Idaho pasture pigs. I actually think we're going to go with the cunees. They take longer to grow, or the American guinea hog. They take longer to grow, but they are smaller, and that makes the butchering process easier. Because the idea here is that I can do this, so that we don't have to find a butcher every time to do it. So there's some advantages to doing this ourselves, or using these pigs. Sorry. There are some advantages to doing these pigs because they're really small, and so that makes the butchering process make the butchering process easier. And that in itself is good, because we could try with these, see how well I can handle it, whether I can handle a pig of this size. I've done goats, I've done sheep, and I've done deer, so I suspect I can do the butchering, but the question is whether or not we can do a pig. So is there that much of a difference between a pig and the other animals? I don't know. But if we do these, they're small, and so they should be relatively quick and easy. We can just do a pig roast with them. We're not going to get stuff that we can put in the freezer. I mean, okay, you could put the whole pig in the freezer, but you're not going to get a whole bunch of stuff that you can put in the freezer, so we could just do a pig roast. That's possibility number one. The possibility number two is that we go ahead and breed these out, and then we get a bunch of their babies, a bunch of pigs that we can actually use that we can then use again, butcher them, and have a bunch of little pigs. Again, with their size, I'm guessing that would basically replace a Thanksgiving dinner or some other holiday dinner, where you get a large chunk of meat, or again, just with our family, that's a normal dinner pretty much. So that's option number two. And again, in the meantime, I still think I probably want to go with a bigger pig, like a cuney or American guinea hog, or even an Idaho pasture pig, which are full-size pigs. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure which way we're going to go yet. I'm obviously not going to do anything right now. We could, because my first thought this morning, actually, when I started looking at them much more closely, because we got them after dark. We got there to their house at 8:30. It's already dark this time of year. And again, they just looked like piglets to me when I went and got them. And I really should have spent more time looking at them. But, you're at somebody else's house. You're trying to pick up piglets. You're trying to be helpful. You're trying to get things out. You got the kids all in the car. And we just decided, I just grabbed them. We grabbed the male, we grabbed the female, and I'll have more details on that in a little bit. But we got them in the car, and as I'm pulling them out last night, or actually I'll give you more detail about the whole car ride and everything, because that was an adventure. But as we're doing that, I'm realizing in my head, I'm like, these do not feel like piglets. They're not small. They're not. They are small, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? They weren't piglets. Their musculature is all fully formed. They're strong little animals. Again, pigs always surprise me in how strong they are. But these are strong little animals, and they are ready to go. So they're not piglets. At 4 months old, they're pretty full grown. I guess they go to the reading that I did today said they'll be full grown at 6 to 7 months. So pretty close. So these are the pigs. One of the thoughts that I had this morning was, we got the wrong kind of pig. Let's just try to resell them. They are a pet pig. Like I said, a lot of people sell them or use them as pets.
And I'm sure they would be good pets eventually to somebody else, but that's not at all what I'm interested in. So we were debating what to do. So I talked to a bunch of people. I belong to a bunch of different homesteading groups online, and one of the groups that I belong to, and I asked them about this, almost unanimously, they said, "Oh yeah, they're good meat pigs. They make great sausage. They make great bacon, and if you don't gorge them on grain, let them do their foraging thing like they're supposed to, they won't be super fatty. They'll be good. They'll have a good amount of fat, but not super fatty, and they're a great food. Again, just as like a pig roast, or basically just as a roaster pig." And I think that would actually work out okay. So the question is whether or not we breed them out and try to do that, or if we just go ahead and just keep these two and replace them with something slightly bigger, or if we try to handle two types of pigs. And I'm not sure yet. We'll see. So right now these guys are, like I said, in one of our goat stalls until I can get their fence up. I was a little bit nervous because, again, I thought they were piglets. I was nervous about putting them in with the bigger pigs. We do have the electric fencing up, but I actually think I might put them in with the bigger pigs. Make sure the electric fence is lower for them, because I've got a 2-strand electric fence. I don't think I've ever showed you guys that. So right after our pigs escaped last time, I went ahead and put the electric fence up. The only reason we hadn't done that originally was because we did have we have decent fencing here. And, well, in the move, somehow our electric shocker went missing. I'm not sure how that happened. But I do have 2 strands of electric wire here. Right there, you can see them. Yeah, you can see the 2 lines of electric right there. They're both about the same height here, and I'm not going to touch them. I'm being very careful not to touch them. But I could easily, because of the way we've got it set up, I could easily lower them down, so that lower the bottom one down, so that it would work really well for those pigs, and leave the top one in place where it is, so it'll work with the with the bigger pigs. And again, the bigger pigs are going away in a week. The goal, obviously, is to turn this whole pasture into a place where the pigs could go, this whole area, because everything has, the whole thing is surrounded by this fence, which is half ours and half of our neighbors. Actually, the poles, I don't know how they work this out, but the poles are ours, and the fence on this side is ours, and then the barbed wire is our neighbor's, which, again, our neighbor is awesome. So I'm sure that having a single strand of electric fencing all the way around the outside here is not going to be that big of a deal. Obviously, it's got to be maintained and everything, but having that electric fence up would make a huge difference. So no matter what kind of pig we have, the plan is to have them out here. If there's this much space, again, I think that we'll be okay with them and a goat, or goats when we get them again. I've heard that goats and pigs can sometimes clash, and the pigs will accidentally kill the goats. Not accidentally, will kill the goats. But I don't expect that there will be so many of either one of them that they will be competing. And if I'm wrong and one of the goats gets killed, then we will reevaluate at that point. But the idea is that we would be able to let goats and pigs out here, because we're going to have smaller variety of pigs, unless of course we go with Idaho pasture pigs, which are pretty much full-size pigs. Then we might start having issues. In that case, what we would probably do is divide the pasture up into 2 pieces, half of it for the pigs. The more wooded half, probably this half right here, would go to the pigs, and the other side, which is, it's just as wooded, but it's got more like open spaces, open pasture area for goats. We leave that for them and kind of just put a dividing fence down the middle. But hopefully we won't have to do that. So last night when we went to go get the pigs, it didn't go exactly as planned, did it? No. We were expecting piglets, little piglets. The people we got them from said that they were 2-liter bottle sized, which is a piglet, a little tiny thing. And when I picked them up, obviously they're not quite 2-liter bottle size. They're bigger than that. And as I said earlier, they are fully muscled. Their muscles are completely developed, and so they're strong little things, right? Yeah. So I went to the garage. So we took a feeder tub, one of the black tubs that we've got for feed, to put them in, thinking they're piglets. If you put them in the tub, they'll be just fine. But we took the tub. I went to where they had the piglets, and the owner and I caught the first one. I said, I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna go put it in the van, and I'll be right back. I put it in the van, put it in the tub, and
It did not stay.
it went blink. So I was like, uh-oh, it's dark out. Slammed the door on the van. I was like, you guys just deal with that for a couple minutes. So then I go get the second one. Now their fence is, it's this high, right? Which is just high enough for me to get over. I can just barely get over because I'm not very tall, am I? Compared to you, I am. But in general, I'm not very tall. So we finally catch the male, which of course was the last one we found. We finally catch the male, and he, as I'm trying to climb over the fence, first leg over, oh, no problem, second leg over, and the toe of my boot catches on the fence. I've got the thing cradled up against my arm, up against me like this, and it starts wiggling as soon as I start going down. And I'm like, I'm not letting go of this thing. I'm not letting go of it. The owner's over there. Are you okay? Okay, you're all right? Because he thought I was hurt laying on the ground. I'm like, no, I'm just not letting go of this pig. There's no way I'm chasing this thing around your yard. So we did that, and I get back to the van, and the kids are jumping around and running around in the van. The van's rocking back and forth as they're trying to chase the stupid pig around in the van. So I shoved the second one in there. I'm like, okay, I don't know how we're gonna do this, because we did bring a lid, but the lid was not intended to be used. There's no holes really in those boxes. This one actually, the lid has a crack in it. So there is air that can get in there, but we really didn't intend to use the lid. But it was obvious that just setting them in the box wasn't going to work, right?
Nope.
No, it wasn't going to work. So we spent, we were driving from their farm over to where my wife is staying near the hospital. And so we drove over there. So we drove from their farm to the place where my wife is staying, which is about 10 minutes away. In the meantime, while that's happening, these pigs are running around the van. They're up in the front seat. They're up, they're running around the wheel wells. They're chasing underneath the seats. And, the kids are a little bit nuts about it, which is okay. I mean, I understand. But they were actually pretty good. They were pretty quiet and got a couple, I don't want the pig to touch me, from the little kids, right? But once Abby started saying, hey, look at the pig, they were okay. So it kind of became a game. We got to where my wife was. I said, look, nobody gets out of the van. Nobody opens the door. Don't even crack a window. We will catch these pigs and we'll put them in the box and put the lid on it. So it took us about 5 minutes, but we managed to do that. It was interesting, wasn't it? It was a little fun. Abby was on the chore of keeping the little kids calm while the two medium boys and I
captured
Medium boys.
medium boys, the two middle boys, and I captured these pigs that are in the van. Of course, you know they're able to get under the seats. We can't go under the seats, but you know, did you want to roll around under the seat? I didn't either, especially considering you know they're nervous. So of course the first thing they do is they poop on the floor of the van. So so the van kind of stunk on the ride home. We did get it cleaned up mostly, but yeah, it was an interesting evening. We went and saw my wife. The kids got to see her. She has not been home in a week, at least. So it was good for them to see her. She didn't want to see the pigs. She didn't want us to open the box. She said, nope, I don't care. I don't want to see the pigs, right? But now we have our pigs, and that it is what it is. All right, so that's where we are with the new pigs and the old pigs and the pigs in general. So yeah. Anything else? No? Okay, so if you like these videos, please.
What am I supposed to
So if you like these videos, please.
like, comment, and share?
Yeah, definitely comment if you've got thoughts on how we should handle the new pigs, because we, you know, I'm up for taking input at this point. I don't think it's a bad thing that the fact that they're smaller than we were expecting, but you know, it is what it is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with them. So as Abby said,
Like, comment, and share.
yes, like, comment, and share our videos.
No subscribing.
And subscribe if you want to know when the next one's coming up. But that is the sharing it with your friends is the best way to help us out to get it out there with more people. And obviously we get more input that way, and hopefully we can you can learn and we can learn and everybody learns together, right? Absolutely. All right.
Kieran's home.
And so until next time.